What's going on in America today? Why are we over our heads in debt? Why can't the politicians bring debt under control? Why are so many people, often both parents now, working at low-paying, dead-end jobs and still making do with less?
Most Americans have no real understanding of the operation of the international moneylenders. The accounts of the Federal Reserve System have never been audited. It operates outside the control of Congress and manipulates the credit of the United States.
The problem is that since 1864, we've had a debt-based banking system. The truth is that the Federal Reserve is a private bank owned by private stockholders and run purely for their private profit.
For the love of money.
The Federal Reserve Bank has power over the government instead of under it. They want nothing less than to create a world system of financial control in private hands, able to dominate the political system of each country and the economy of the world as a whole.
There's nothing federal about the Federal Reserve, and there are no reserves. The name is a deception created back before the Federal Reserve Act was passed in 1913 to make Americans think that America's central bank operates in the public interest. All our money is based on government debt. We cannot extinguish government debt without extinguishing our money supply. That's why talk of paying off the national debt without reforming our banking system is an impossibility. The solution does not lie in discussing the size of the national debt, rather it lies in reforming our banking system.
Without debate, without criticism, no administration and no country can succeed, and no republic can survive.
The Federal Reserve is neither federal and has doubtful reserves. It's a private bank that is owned by member banks. And it was chartered under the guise of deceit by an act of Congress in 1913.
For the love of money. For the love of money.
The Federal Reserve really, even though it is not part of the federal government, it is more powerful than the federal government. It's more powerful than the President, the Congress, and the courts. The Federal Reserve determines what the average person's car payment is going to be, what their house payment is going to be, and whether they have a job or not. And I submit to you that that's total control. And the Federal Reserve is the largest single creditor of the United States government. What does Proverbs tell us? The borrower is servant to the lender.
President Franklin Roosevelt wrote, "The real truth of the matter is, as you and I know, that a financial element in the large centers has owned the government ever since the days of Andrew Jackson. Under a gold and silver standard, all will suffer more or less, and very many will lose everything that renders life desirable.